What's going on, everyone? So I've done some port work to this cylinder. This is the 7910 cylinder. I opened the exhaust up, played a little bit with the transfers, the intake side. Now I'm about to go in and do my work on the actual upper transfers. One of the things that I noticed on this particular saw when I was mapping the ports out is I have 70 thousandths of overlap of the piston on the bottom of the transfer port. I don't know if that's common on these saws, but it's really hurting my power. It's restricting flow, so we're going to open that back up and gain that back and tweak it a little more, and then we'll get everything cleaned up, washed up, and try to open this muffler I have up just a little bit to keep from robbing a little bit of power. Just get it opened up a little bit, you know, but not too much. You start opening mufflers up too much and you don't have enough back pressure. It doesn't keep the fuel in the cylinder, and you start turning your saws into gas guzzlers. So hopefully I'll finish this up here soon and start making some test cuts with it. How's it going, everybody? So I finished the Dolmar, and a few people have already seen it because I put up a short clip of it running, which you'll see it here in a little bit in this video. I put up a kind of a cut video that is unlisted, that the only way you can see it is to share it, and I shared it to a few people just to get some people's opinion. But this is the saw I'm about to show you, and you know, I kind of outlined a little bit of what I did to it in the beginning of this video, but this is the end result after it's assembled. The bar that I'm using is I forget what it's called, some kind of Windsor chromium bar, I think is what it is. It's a 32-inch bar. I'm running a steel RS full comp chain on a 32-inch bar, and the clip that you're going to see is the saw running in hardwood. Now this is a Home Depot rental saw, 6421. You can see the serialized markings on it there from Home Depot. It came to me with some issues, which I have corrected. This is not the muffler that's going to stay on this saw. This is something that I mocked up to get me by until the actual muffler comes back. I got someone else working on the actual muffler. Let's see if I can't spin this around here. My apologies on the camera work. It's horrible, I know. I'll probably cut that out. But there it is. Now, one of the issues it had, as you can see here, that one of the bar studs is further out. It's because someone, Home Depot, you know how people are with rental stuff, they just abuse it. So somebody stripped this stud completely out, stripped it in the case. I had to go in and put a Healy coil in it, and I really hate doing that because I can't hardly ever get them to line up right. But I managed to get that one in good enough and file the excess down to where it all fits good and is functional. So that's what that is. Now, one of the issues caused by this one being stripped out is these holes are walled out. So this, you can see, doesn't line up perfectly, which annoys the crap out of me. So chances are what's going to happen is this will get a new cover, because this saw is going to a new home and I want it to be I want it to be nice. I don't want it to be walled out like that, so I'm gonna find a new cover for this and get a new logo for it. In the test footage you'll see that it pulls this bar and chain combo like a champ. Has no issues whatsoever. Super strong, and I'm gonna fire it up here in a second and let you listen to it. The changes that I made did wonders for this saw. It's got a lot of torque. You can really feel it in your wrist when you pull against the saw. It pulls back really hard. It keeps a nice high RPM in the cut, unless you get down on it, which you can get down on it pretty hard. You can lean on it pretty decent. In big wood, you start doing it in small wood with short bars with those big dogs like that, it'll bind it up pretty quick. But you know, you can do that to any saw, even big saws, with short bars with big dogs and small wood. So unless you go down to the extreme like 18 or 10-inch bars, but I honestly can't get over running 20-inch bars on giant saws. I mean, I can't get over that. I'm sorry. It's just not something I would do. Run really, you got all that power. I get nothing out of running a big saw with a short bar and just cutting fast. I don't. I'd rather run a big saw with a big bar and just cruise than try and push my way through stuff. But anyway, that's my personal preference, you know. That's all it is. My personal preference. A lot of people don't share that preference with me. So, but for the most part, it's a good looking saw. Now we'll fire it up and let you listen to it. It's got a lot of compression. That is a used top end with a new ring in it. Besides the port work, I didn't do any decking or squish band work. One, I don't have the means to do it, so cutting the base and squish band, you can get similar power gains just out of your port work. So I just did more port work to it and deleted the base gasket. That gave me quite a bit more squish, and my squish is around 30 thousandths. Seems like a lot more than what people normally shoot for when they cut the squish and the base. They're shooting for around 20. This is 30. I mean, it's got plenty of compression, got plenty of torque, and all I did was a little more port work. Got a little more advanced on my port work to make up for the little loss in compression. And the way I was taught, I don't build a whole lot of compression anyway, because all that extra compression does wear out your bottom end a little quicker in a logging saw than lower compression, or lower compression. Higher compression is harder on the saw than lower compression is. If I can get the same performance with lower compression, I'm going to go that route, just because it's better on the bottom end. Here we go. tacks out pretty good. It's still stroking pretty hard in the upper RPMs, so that's good. These things used to have pretty bad oilers, but you can see that it's oiling that 32 inch pretty good, so I wouldn't worry about oil anymore. Not on these newer ones. I'll probably get me I'm gonna build one very similar to this. I'm probably gonna buy me a later model oil pump to go in mine. So yeah, well, I got some footage coming up here and some 40-inch Sycamore, so hope you enjoy. And eventually it'll come out what this saw's destiny is. Stay tuned. Y'all have a good one.